Welcome to Granny's Legacy Patterns. I'm excited to share with you today our wool punch set kit and just kind of demonstrate how that works and how it can make cutting circles for your next project just a breeze. So we will go ahead and get started. This is our wool punch set. It comes in an organza bag just kind of to keep it all contained together. And we'll go ahead and open it so you can see what all is in there. Then we'll talk a little bit about each item too as we take it out. So the first item in here is a hammer, wool punch hammer. And this is what we'll be using. It's a special hammer. As you'll notice, it sounds like it has BBs in the handle. That just helps us get a really good contact with our punch. And then the next thing in here is our punch set itself in this gray plastic case. And when we open it up, you will see that it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different punch sizes, all the way from 1/4 of an inch to 1 inch. So you can make circles, 10 different size circles, starting as small as 1/4 inch all the way up to as large as 1 inch. And then this tool right here is your punch handle, and I'll show you how to do that here in a minute. So we have our hammer, our punches, and then lastly we have our cutting surface. This is a specialty cutting mat, and you want to be very cautious that your mat that you're cutting on is soft enough so it doesn't damage your punches, yet hard enough so that you can really get a nice clean cut. So this one, as you can see, as you punch, it will leave marks, and that's because, like we said, it needs to be soft enough so where it doesn't damage your punches. So this is completely normal, and it will not affect the effectiveness or the quality of your punch. So we will go ahead and get started. So we'll start with small circles, and we'll do a couple of the smallest circles, and then we'll do a couple of the larger circles and maybe something in the middle, just so you can see how it works. So it has the end that the handle connects to, and then it has the end that is sharp. So when I take them out of the box, I always make sure I take them by the handle end, because the sharp end is like razor, very, very, very sharp. So we just want to be careful there. And then we take our handle and you can either push it in, or if you find yourself not strong enough to get a full contact, you can just go like that to make sure it's set good. So we now have a 1/4 inch wool punch. So I'm just going to move this out of the way for a moment here, and we'll grab a piece of wool. Let's do some of these pretty pumpkin-y orange ones. We'll pretend we're making some bittersweet. So I'm just going to hold it, but before I want to show you that it's easiest to punch if you prepare your wool with Heat and Bond Light or your favorite fusible product. We always recommend Heat and Bond Light on the back of your wool. This makes it so when you're done too, your dots are fusible, and you don't have to worry about how am I going to attach these to my project. So we've pre-applied Heat and Bond Light to the back of all the wools that you'll be seeing today, which is just a nice little tip and something you might want to try. So we just kind of hang on to our punch, grab our hammer, and then one good tap or blow, whatever you want to call it, and you can see it made a dot inside of there. I'm just going to make a few, and it does take a pretty good bang to get it to go. And these little ones especially like to stick inside of there. So there's a couple things you can do. You can I find it easiest just to take off the punch. And then this is a bodkin Mom brought in. You could use like a shish kebab skewer, the dull end of a darning needle, anything that is smaller than that you can just poke in and push your dots out. So as you can see, I have made, in that little bit of time, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4 absolutely perfect tiny 1/4 inch circles. So I'll put that size back, and let's do like what do you think, 1/2 inch size here. Let's go a little bigger, and let's switch colors wool. So we're just going to take and I seem to find that the bigger the circle, either the more taps it's going to take, or the bigger the tap. And my heritage is construction workers, and I learned at a very young age the proper way to hold a hammer. So as you'll notice, I'm holding it at the very, very end of the hammer where the handle is and not up here. That's because you get a much better, much more force behind it when you hold at the end of the hammer. So then I'm just going to take this off and then poke my little bodkin in there, and you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4 little pieces coming out. Oh, still one in there. Perfect circles. And they don't take too long. I'll show you how quick they are once you get going. 1, 2. Oh, I didn't quite get that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oop, that one got a little close, 10. So in like less than, what would you say, 15 seconds, I made 10 perfect, whoop, they're shooting everywhere, perfect 1/2 inch circles. So that's the 1/2 inchers, and then I'll do a couple of the biggest ones too, so you can just see how the tool acts with all the different sizes. So there is 1/2, 9/16, 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, 1 inch. And the case is labeled, and you can use these with any pattern. Just take your punches and lay them on your tracing sheet and find the one that's the right size for your project. So I seem to find that the bigger the circle, the bigger the blow it's going to take. And if you struggle with strength or something like that, you can just take a couple. Or one big one. Let's see if I can do it with one big one. Yep. And you've got perfect circles. So, and that is how the punch set goes. And the really cool thing is in not that much time, look at how perfect these circles are. They're fusible, so when you get ready to go to your project, you can just peel the back off, and they're ready to position and fuse on. And then when you're all done, you put it all back away, and it takes up very little space to store. You can put it all back in your bag. And I'm actually going to keep my bodkin with that because that worked pretty good. That way it's just in there for next time. And I can go slide this in the drawer in my craft room, or I can, you know, pop it on a shelf somewhere, and I'm ready to go next time. So thank you for joining me today. I had fun showing you our wool punch set, and I hope that it brings you some ease and a shortcut to your wool projects that just make working with wool even more fun and enjoyable. So once again, this is Katie at Granny's Legacy demonstrating our wool punch set. Have a great day and happy stitching.